Hi, my name's Lucy and this is my mental health story. When I was about 15, maybe 16, I started to feel symptoms of insomnia, really low mood, thoughts of self-harm, and I had no idea what this was. I just thought I was going through a phase. School was stressful and my mum would be at work, so it was just me on my own kind of processing these thoughts, and it wasn't really until I started to really feel those insomnia stages and I couldn't sleep that I decided to go speak to a doctor about it and ask why I couldn't sleep, or was there something that could help me, as I was in my A-levels at the time. I was just starting. I went to the doctors and he gave me a lovely leaflet with a website for anxiety, and he prescribed me my first set of antidepressants. At the time, I think it was quite a strong sleeping medication, so I'd have to take it at 6 o'clock every night and I'd be asleep by 7. And the side effects of that were not great. I was really drowsy. The next day I wasn't being able to concentrate, and I felt like this heightened my feelings, my low mood and my agitation and tiredness even more. So instead of going back to the doctors, I just stopped taking the medication and kind of just went and tried to deal with it on my own, not knowing what it was, and so forth. And then I kind of went through my A-levels the next couple of years. When I kind of got to university at the age of 18, so moving away from home for the first time, being on my own, really having to sit with my thoughts again, started to feel very lost, very unwell again, and I would drink excessively, kind of blame it on being a student. I'd smoke a lot of weed to try and just kind of numb this feeling that I had that was kind of just not going away. And I had a relapse in a couple of years into university, where I did go back to some really unhealthy coping mechanisms, where I would self-harm to kind of again numb that feeling. And it wasn't until kind of my friends, my flatmates who I lived with, kind of noticed that I wasn't the best, and kind of helped guide me into seeking help. Once me and my boyfriend got together, he also noticed it straight away, and he was able to kind of, again, same with my friends, just support me and guide me to see a GP again. So I went back to my GP because it wasn't just impacting my own health, my own day-to-day life. It was impacting people around me, my friends, my family, and also, my future. So I went back to the doctors. I spoke to the most amazing GP. She was super caring, super kind. She made me feel really, really comfortable. And, it wasn't just another leaflet or another referral. It was, she sat down with me, spoke to me about it, and she said, you do need to try these antidepressants again, see if this works, because the diagnosis I have is depression and anxiety. That's what I was diagnosed with. When I went to the GP the first time, I think it was anxiety, and then the depression kind of came after. So she put me on sertraline, so that's a anti-anxiety and depression, so it's like a generalized anxiety disorder medication, along with I think depression as well. It can be used for a lot of things. And she would check in on me monthly. We'd have regular catch-ups, and I felt listened to, and I felt that okay, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And after my monthly checkups, I started to feel better, but I also started to feel numb again, and I felt very much confused. And then once I kind of finished my third year of uni, I started my first big proper corporate role, and that's where it started to plummet again, because I, as someone with mental health issue, I know that I have particular rights, and reasonable adjustments should be made for someone that has a long-term disability, and I think that's really important that people know that. So I wasn't being given these reasonable adjustments at work, and because of that it really impacted my mental health. But I'd have anxiety attacks at work. I think at one point I just exploded. I had like the longest anxiety attack. I was bawling my eyes out in front of the whole floor. It was really, really great. And I wasn't being listened to by the company. They said that we don't believe you have mental health issues, and you just got to do these shifts, and there was no real support. So I raised a grievance within the work, so that really impacted my mental health, because I was bringing it up, having to explain to people, I do have this condition, it makes me feel a certain way, and I am sporadic with it. I can't pick and choose if I have, a really bad day or a really good day, and to be told that no, that's not you don't have that. You're so bubbly, you're so funny, everyone laughs, you're always happy, like we don't believe you. I found it really hard to talk up and speak up and try and tell people that yes, just because you act a certain way doesn't mean you're struggling inside, and that it's important to talk about it and raise awareness within your working group to kind of make sure that everyone's happy and healthy in their working life. And so during this, I was signed off by my GP for work-related stress, to do with my mental health condition as well, and then my medication was increased. So I'm currently on 100 mgs, and that's what I'm currently on at the moment, and it's working really well. Once I left the company I worked for, I went to a company that absolutely cherishes you, supports you with your mental health. Everything started to feel a bit better, until my trauma from my childhood, which was repressed for so long, started to uncover and unwind. And I was so confused about that. I was like, I know I did a bit of psychology at A-level, but I didn't realise, it was actually a thing that when you're younger you will repress that traumatic event to protect yourself, and now it's time to actually unravel it. And at the moment I'm seeking therapy, and I'm doing my CBT at the moment, where we're looking at some obsessive behaviours to do with some of the trauma in the past, and to why the root cause, why I do particular behaviours, how to address that, and so forth. And then from there, with this traumatic event that happened when I was younger, we could unravel that, and we'd be able to kind of understand why I behave the way I do. And I think the one thing to take on from therapy is that you do your CBT, your cognitive behavioural therapy, and then your therapist can then refer you to other places for further treatment. So I felt listened to by my therapist. She was really, really supportive, and I think my last actual session is what day is it today? Tuesday. On Thursday is my last CBT session, but it's a bittersweet moment because my therapist has helped me so much so far, and I'm sad to see her go, and she's probably going to miss me ranting to her. But she's going to refer me onto a PTSD clinic. So just talking about it with my therapist, with my partner, with my friends, my family, people at work, it just gets it out of your system so you're not bottling it up. And after every single therapy session, after every single rant that I have, I've always felt 10 times better. And I think especially in your workplace, the people you surround yourself with, I've just become a mental health first aider at my work, and I'm constantly talking to people at work to say, always here if you need to chat. And half the time, everyone's been through something similar, or they're going through something similar or something completely different, and they just need to get it off their chest. So it's really important to speak up, break that stigma of mental health, especially for young children, for men, for women, for everyone in between. It's really important to just speak to a stranger, speak to your mum, your dad, your family, your friends, or your work colleagues, and just have that safe space to talk about what you're going through, and you'll feel a lot better. Or you can joke about it, like me.